Looks like Lil Tank is back on his beta male shit. And the funny part about this, man, when I thought about bringing this channel back, I was not thinking bring back 2K the Prodigy just so I can get on Tank Davis. That was not a thought process that I had at all. But within this week that I've been active, Tank Davis just can't stop having beta male moments. I mean, and this is expected. I mean, it's Tank Davis. I don't understand why cats still support this dude. And some recently deleted tweets, which is typical Gervonta Tank Davis fashion, he was complaining about loyalty, fans not having loyalty. I guess cats in his entourage maybe not having loyalty. Who knows anymore? Who cares? It's female shit, right? It's vagina type shit. Who cares, right? But he goes to X and he says, and I'm gonna read all these off. He says, boxing definitely did a turn. It went from this side to that side, and this shit has no loyalty, so why would I care? I move accordingly. Boxing is dead, right? And I guess he's talking about in response to people wanting him to fight, you know, Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, the rematch with Lamont Roach, etc., etc. Maybe he's responding to that. I don't really know. I don't really care. But he's having a vaginal moment. You know what I'm saying? He's on his period. So he went to X. And a dude named Ray Jackson said, all you got to do is fight Shakur, right? Which is 100% I agree with. All the bitching, moaning, and complaining you have, the reason why, if you're talking about loyalty and, in terms of your fan base or boxing fans in general, the reason why boxing fans wouldn't be loyal to you, Tank, is because you are not fighting anybody that fans want you in the ring with. Now, you got that cult following that I talked about in my last video, right? Gervonta Tank Davis shows why fans should not support him. That's the name of the video. Go check it out. I talked about his cult following, but at the end of the day, boxing fans in general, like the majority of fans, are not your cult following. So if you're saying that those guys that actually like the sport, that may have liked you within the sport as a contributor, and then now they're no longer loyal to you, or they didn't want to be a part of your cult loyal following, he's complaining about those guys. But this Ray Jackson dude is right. You fight Shakur, you will gain a fan base whether you win or lose. People will respect you more. And I said in that other video that it's not about your pay-per-view buys, nigga. It's not about how much money you make in fighting bums. It's about respect. The essence of a man, really. Being a man, you got to be out here. You got to get your respect. That's how you maintain being a man. And then you teach the youngins, as you get older, how to get their respect. This matters in the sport of boxing as well. It matters as an athlete. It matters in your daily job. It matters, period. Respect is the essence of a man, bro. So what you're doing is not respectable. That's why you're complaining about loyalty. Anyway, Tank's response to that is, laugh out loud. That's how I know it's hate and jealousy, because you not even telling me to fight my rematch, telling me to fight someone else when you got hurt and shit and more shit in the fight. But y'all deriding his big bro now. Where was this energy 2 to 3 fights again? You are a real lame. Y'all all are. Again, when somebody brings up the big bad wolf, aka Shakur Stevenson, as it pertains to Gervonta Davis, he's got to start name calling. He's got to start deflecting, right? That's what he did with that reporter that asked him about Shakur and all those other guys at the Jake Paul press conference. He started deflecting. Didn't call him names, but accused him, along with a whole bunch of other fans, that they jumped ship. You look bad in one fight, you jump ship, you don't have loyalty, etc. He accused him of being, in the same boat as all boxing fans. This is what he does. When you bring up the big bad wolf, he starts deflecting, starts calling you names, because he really does not want that smoke, bro. Now, Shakur responded to that. He said, you so lame. Facts. It's getting out of hand now. And on my kid, I wasn't hurt, but you wobbled several times in your last fight, goofball. Now, what he's referring to, I think, is that sparring session that Tank Davis loves to reference when he's talking about why he don't want to fight Shakur Stevenson. Or why should he, right? They had a sparring session in which Tank Davis and his trainer talked about Tank landing a shot and wobbling Shakur Stevenson. But who fucking cares? Now, I really don't care what transpired in a sparring session. Anything could happen in sparring. First of all, you're not supposed to be going 100% in a sparring session. You're really in there working on shit. You're not in there trying to see who's better than who. You're in there working on things. So you get a guy in there that does things that will help you get better at your weaknesses. Now, whatever Tank Davis did to wobble Shakur, if this story is true, apparently it exposed a weakness that Shakur Stevenson needed to fix, right? That's all this shit means, bro. Shakur shouldn't be in there going 100%. Tank Davis shouldn't be going in there 100%. And this is one of the reasons why sparring sessions are supposed to be closed off. The public is not supposed to know what transpired in a fucking sparring session because it's not necessarily a real fight. But Tank, since he's a female with a vagina region, this motherfucker is really harping on allegedly wobbling Shakur Stevenson in their sparring session and using that as a tool to say, why do I need to fight Shakur Stevenson? He's not on my level. You see what I'm saying? Female shit, dog. Like I said, I don't care either way. You get wobbled in sparring does not mean you will lose the actual fight under the bright lights for a purse or a title. That does not fucking mean that shit. Tank responded to that. He said, how much you making to fight Tio? Like I said, you was hurt and you know I know. That's why you in my mentions right now. And I know what I did to you when we sparred. And you know how you will feel if I said I would give you a payday. But I'm turning my back. Get it out the mud, pussy. Man, I'm about to say something and YouTube was getting ready to strike my channel, man. I gotta get a Patreon, man, so I can say what I want to say. So I can go really in on these dudes, man. But this is a vaginal secretion moment. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean give them a payday, bruh? Why do we talk like this? You supposed to be a gladiator. I understand boxing is a business and you're a prize fighter. But when did you become a businessman more than you are a fighter? Fight this nigga. You're that first. You could become a businessman second or third, maybe even fourth. But you should be a gladiator first. You should be wanting to cement your legacy. Right now, Tank, your legacy is trash. I don't care what your cult following says. They don't know a morsel of the boxing knowledge that I have. They don't have a morsel of that. Those guys like you because you knock niggas out, you got a bunch of tattoos, and you talk like you just passed the second grade. They like that shit. That's this culture nowadays. They like that. But true boxing fans ain't following you because of that. They don't support wanting to see you in a fight with the bigger names because of that. They want to see with your actual skill set how you measure up with bigger challenges than Lamont Roach, than Francisco Fonseca, than Liam Walsh, than Leo Santa Cruz, Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios. They want to see how you measure up. Man, Mario Barrios almost lost to a 40-plus-year-old Manny Pacquiao. Arguably lost that fight, man. Arguably. Depending on what fight you thought you saw. But the point is, with Mario Barrios being in his prime and Manny Pacquiao literally getting ready to collect Social Security, he should not have had a close fight with that old-ass man. At all. But that's the level Mario Barrios is at. And that's one of the top fighters on your resume, bruh. If we break that down, is Leo Santa Cruz, Jose Pedraza, Ryan Garcia, and Mario Barrios, bruh. He's in the top 4. Possibly top 5. You put Hector Luis Garcia over Mario Barrios, right? That sorry motherfucker's in Tank Davis's top 5 of best fighters on his resume. And this nigga's supposed to be a top level fighter in the sport? Get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? Shakur responds to this. That's how I know you soft. I can't even go back and forth with your soft ass. You rather pop to me on social media than get in that fire and get embarrassed. I get it. Peace and blessings upon you, cuz. I agree 1,000,000% with this dude, man. Why are you getting on social media talking about wobbling him in a sparring session and asking him how much money he makes against Tio? Money does not fucking matter, bruh. What does that matter? If you want to be the A side, Shakur Stevenson don't give a shit about you being the A side. If you want to flex how much money you've been making over the course of your career and compare it to the amount of money Shakur Stevenson's been making in the course of his career, then flex on him in negotiations. How about that? Guaranteed, Shakur Stevenson is so confident in his abilities to beat your fucking ass, worse than what Lamont Roach was able to do back in March, that he'll let you be the A side. He'll let you get the bulk of the pot, right? It's the same thing that Floyd Mayweather did against Arturo Gatti. Floyd Mayweather knew goddamn well he would have destroyed Arturo Gatti. Arturo Gatti went life and death with Mickey Ward. I think he lost to Angel Manfredi and Ivan Robinson, bro. Come on, man. Floyd know he'll destroy that nigga. But what did he do? Gave him the bigger pot. He's 1,000,000% in his abilities that he was going to destroy him, and that's exactly what he did. This is the same case. I'm not saying that fight goes the same way. I'm not saying Shakur Stevenson embarrasses Tank like Floyd embarrassed Arturo Gatti. I'm saying I bet you Shakur's confidence level is just as high as Floyd's was before he fought Gatti. Shakur will absolutely 100% allow Tank Davis to take a larger portion of the pot just so he could beat his ass. I guarantee it. But Tank don't want that. You can flex all day on this nigga, when it comes to money and negotiations. But you just don't want the smoke. You're truly scared of Shakur Stevenson. Now, I don't think fighters are essentially scared of the physical presence of another fighter, right? I am a fighter. I was a fighter when I was younger. I'm a fighter today. So I can tell you as a fighter that I don't go around being scared of anybody's physical presence. I don't believe that about Tank. When I say that he's scared of Shakur Stevenson, he's scared of his image taking a major hit. And I said this in that last video about Tank Davis. He's scared of his image taking a major hit. That's what he's afraid of. Because if he goes in there and he doesn't stay true to his word that he would destroy guys like Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and Teofimo Lopez, like these guys are not on his level, there's no reason to fight him, but then goes in there and fights Shakur and gets completely embarrassed for 12 rounds, that's going to take a hit to his image. Remember, I told y'all, his image matters to him so much so that he's talking about retiring quarterly every fucking year. Every 3 months in a year, he says he's going to retire at least once. He's saying it now. He's saying he's going to retire after the Jake Paul fight. This is Tank Davis, guys. I don't understand why motherfuckers follow this dude. If you're a family member of his, I understand it. If you were a childhood friend of his and y'all grew up together in Baltimore, wherever the nigga's from, I understand it. But if you are just a fan of the sport, I don't understand why you support Tank Davis. The character that he brings to the sport is not good for the sport. Tank responds to Shakur, the final deleted tweet. He says, "The people got your chest out so bad. You talking like you a killer. Forgetting you the one that runs, bitch. I'll be bringing the fight to you. This nigga a made up character. Blessings upon you, clown ass nigga wanna be Kevin Gates." Just vaginal responses, bro. Just a vaginal response, bro. You know what I'm saying? Somebody get this motherfucker some Midol, man. Real shit. At the end of the day, Tank, you don't want smoke with Shakur Stevenson, and the boxing world knows it. The only people that really support you to the core, regardless of how stupid you continuously make yourself look on social media, which is why you delete your tweets after you go on these rants, right? Because you know it looks stupid, or somebody in your team told you, "Hey man, you gotta delete that shit, dog." I think you understand it looks stupid, so you immediately delete. He deletes it right after, right? He gets rid of them right after. Only your core people that follow you support this type of shit. Boxing fans all over the world, not just the United States, UK, Philippines, Mexico, Thailand, Indonesia, Germany, Bulgaria, nigga, wherever, they all understand that Tank Davis is not fighting the top level fighters boxing fans want him to fight. They know this. So that's why you're out here bitching, moaning, complaining about loyalty. Just fight Shakur. If you don't want to fight Shakur, fight Teofimo Lopez. If you don't want to fight Teofimo Lopez, fight Devin Haney. Fight a name. In my opinion, you need to fight all three. But we know we're not going to get that out of Tank. So we're literally adjusting our expectations and just saying fight one of these top guys. And if I had to choose one, it needs to be Shakur Stevenson, man. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section. We coming back with another one.
No, I'm talking about after this year. So them fights can still happen. But after this year, I'm out of.
Could we see you with Shakur before you go?
What do you think about retiring?
For what? Who have Shakur? What have Shakur done?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing.
And now, WBO Featherweight World Champion from Brick City.
And new WBO Junior Lightweight Champion of the world. And now the WBC, WBO, and Ring Magazine Junior Lightweight Champion of the world, Shakur Stevenson.
So you
I keep screaming this nigga name. He haven't done nothing. What the fuck is y'all keep saying his name for?
Man, I smell something, man. You smell something?
I definitely smell something out here.
I smell pussy.